But God has said, I am the God of the living. I am not the God of the dead. Right? So we say we believe in the resurrection because this is what God himself teaches. It says, for we have testified about God that he raised Christ from the dead. But he did not raise him if in fact the dead are not raised. For the dead are not raised, then Christ has not been raised either. If there is no resurrection, then Jesus is not the first one who is raised. And if Christ has not been raised, again, he says this, then your faith is futile, and here's an important part, you're still in your sin. Because here's what the resurrection shows to you. It shows to you that the sacrifice of Christ on the cross was enough to atone for your sin. This is how we know that the resurrection proves that your sin is forgiven, because God accepts the sacrifice of Jesus Christ because he raised him from the dead. The one who was sinless could not be held by sin. Why? Because the wages of sin is death. But Christ, who is perfect, is not held, is not seeing decay. Then those, he says in verse 18, those who have fallen asleep in Christ are lost forever. So anyone who has already fallen asleep then in Christ has been lost forever. There's no hope for us. If only for this life we have hope in Christ, we are to be pitied more than all men. And here's the point. If our hope in Jesus Christ is not for a future resurrection, if our hope in Jesus Christ is not for the future, and the only thing that matters now is that we have Christ as a moral or good teacher to help us live good lives, or to live your best life now, what good is that? Think about that for a moment. What good is that? There's no hope for us. We should be pitied above all other men because we're teaching something that would not be true if the resurrection did not happen.